You know what this is? We're gonna get shocked by the electric fence here. We're gonna go and get them cattle over there, okay, Kyle? Look at this guy, girl. Now, a lot of people are probably gonna wonder, why do we want to go and play drums outside in a field in Switzerland? Oh, so through here. Well, the drums are in there, aren't they? And let me tell you why. Because we can. Every drummer is on a non-stop journey, seeking ways to develop their own sound. To stand out from the others, you need to be unique. You need your own feel, your own musical personality. This is what makes you recognizable and special. As a drummer, I understand how big of a role the cymbals play and can inspire new ideas and help create that special sound that belongs to you only. I've been playing Paiste Cymbals exclusively for more than 10 years, and that's why I'm excited to continue my worldwide journey to learn about the greatest crafted instruments available and to meet the amazing people who make them. Today, I travel to Lucerne, Switzerland, where I've been graciously invited to explore the Paiste Cymbal factory and get an inside look at their craft and amazing products. And of course, I'm going to play as many cymbals as I can. Let's go. This is what Swiss money looks like. There's your 20 note, your 100 note, and then they have a 200 note. We just got packed up, had some great food last night, and now we're gonna go to the Paiste factory and do our first walkthrough. This is my first time gonna be seeing the Paiste factory, and I'm super stoked, so let's get going. Here we are. After such a difficult time making it to Switzerland with all of our luggage and gear, I stepped out, I looked around, and immediately I could see that it was worth all the trouble. I've heard so many great things about Switzerland before coming here, and after taking a look around for myself, it didn't take me long to recognize that everything I had heard was true. Walking around the town here really makes you feel as though you're in a different time and place. But what if walking around towns and checking out local shops and amazing architecture just isn't really your thing? Well, there's much more that Switzerland has to offer. The landscapes and views are a must-see, and with communities that are rich in farmlands and wide open pastures for gazing upon or exploring, you can easily spend a day out here getting rested and inspired. Switzerland truly is a sightseeing paradise that I would happily return to for further explorations. But right now, it's time for me to get started exploring another special part of Switzerland for us musicians, and that would be the story of what is one of the world's greatest cymbal companies around, Paiste Cymbals. Shall we begin?
People don't know that we're Northeastern Europeans, that we come from Estonia. The perception is that we're a Swiss company, which we definitely are now. We've been here more than half a century. We're naturalized, we're Swiss people now. But the origin is maybe not so clear about all of that. This is a family that's been able to produce generation after generation. When you have that sense of long history, it adds so much more meaning to what you do today. My great-grandfather, he was a musician and a composer, so he started a music store in St. Petersburg in 1901. You can imagine you're living in a depression or in a war, or you have a revolution going on. Just procuring the simple thing like raw material has always been very difficult. So that gave us a know-how on how to treat a piece of metal, how to give it a shape, and how to work it to get the best possible sound out of it. We've always had to deal with how can we make the best out of what we have. And that carries through today.
So here I am at Paiste. As you can see right here, we have the king gong. I hit cymbals, but I don't always know what I'm hitting and what went into making these things that I hit.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Do I have to turn it on?
Okay. Unmuffle or okay.
I push back?
Yes.
Or down? Okay, so what's happening here?
Are we filming?
Can we?
This is a safety segment.
Oh, we don't need
then
no
we film.
safety.
Yes. No.
Everyone ready for me to lose my finger? There are many steps involved when creating a world-class cymbal. It requires experienced craftsmen, unique machinery, and many years of trial and error to get it just right. To fully understand the process, I'm going to be entering the factory not only to observe, but to join the team and craft my very own one-of-a-kind Paiste cymbal.
So von aussen gesehen, meine die meisten sind relativ ein einfacher Job. Aber jede Runde hat eine andere Spezifikation und ich muss darauf reagieren. Und relativ flexibel sein, dass ich überhaupt Formen bekomme. Und das ist eigentlich das Handwerk, das mir dann nachher Leidenschaft weckt. Also in meiner Arbeit geht es anhand von einem Muster, das möglichst genau kopieren. Und für das braucht es jeden Arbeitsschritt, den ich eigentlich wiederholen muss, und der muss relativ exakt sein. In meinem Handwerk arbeite ich jetzt schon 23 Jahre und das ist fast das halbe Leben. Für mich persönlich ist es die beste Lösung, die ich je gefunden habe in Sachen Job. Ist eigentlich nicht mehr so schwer. Aber am Anfang ist es heftig. Ja. Mit den Jahren hat man so eine Lockerheit, die ist eigentlich, man geht dazu und macht und die Schwierigkeit löst sich von allein. Es braucht einfach sehr viel Geduld und du musst durchstehen. Und wenn du mal das Handwerk wirklich beherrschst, dann macht es Freude. Und das ist eigentlich das Rot, einfach ein bisschen durchzubeissen.
When crafting a cymbal, every part of the process must be done perfectly before moving to the next stage. That's why this factory is not filled with a bunch of amateurs, aside from myself just for today. It's filled with the best craftsmen and women around, all working together to create some of the world's greatest cymbals. Today, we'll get an up-close and detailed look at the Paiste process. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to observe the many specific steps required to create a Paiste cymbal.
Okay. Okay, take the burner. Okay, and move it around without a flame. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be doing that, right?
Yeah.
Stay within that circle.
All right.
You see this here?
Yeah,
It's not perfectly round, is it?
right.
This will create a problem already for the hammering guys. This will be an area where we'll have to work on because it'll behave just a little different.
To get this plate ready, the craftsman will evenly heat the center in a perfect circle to soften the material. Judging by the color, once heated, the craftsman will know when it has reached the perfect temperature for pressing. And to avoid any cracking or damage to the cymbal, the plate will now be left to cool for roughly half an hour before moving on to the next stage, pressing the bell. Okay? Okay, this is like the safety. Yeah. Safety. And pull forward. Good?
And make sure you scratch the whole thing up too. As long as you get the hole in the middle, we're okay.
Yeah. I did scratch it all up. Right here? Off? All right, so after the blanks have cooled for 30 or 40 minutes, what happens next in the pressing process?
Well, we're going to press a bell into it. Okay. It's one of the concessions that we made about a half century ago when the thought was, how can we help not have cymbal making such a brute process? And it used to be that they hammered the bells by hand. So you'd have to sit there 40 minutes and, hammer the bell in there, and it was very, very laborious. So we tried it with the pressing, and it turned out it was okay.
One of the main defining parts of any cymbal will be size and shape of its bell. The first step is choosing the correct dimensions and shape to press into the plate. And with over 40 different options to choose from, this must be correct. Aside from the shape of the bell, the most important part is that it gets placed directly in the center of the cymbal, as the cymbal ultimately pivots and vibrates around the center of the bell. If that is not right in the middle, the cymbal will be off balance and not have an even pitch all the way around. Once the bell has been pressed, to complete this stage, we now need to punch the hole that eventually mounts the cymbal. Originally designed back in the 1890s, this hole punching machine is still in full production. Here, the blank gets carefully aligned onto the machine using a small fixture on the loading plate. This ensures that the bell is perfectly centered. Once locked and loaded, the craftsman will use a foot pedal to tell the machine it's time to punch the hole.
Very simple. And so what happens afterwards, we have these things left over. So I'm going to give you a present here. Genuine Swiss cymbal holes.
There we go. No way. I wonder how these would sound if I put them on a stand.
They
Little
probably
cup
won't know.
chimes.
They won't do anything.
Got my gong as the bass drum. Got a 14-inch crash as my snare drum. 16-inch floor cymbal. Got the 2002 mid cymbal. Paiste Rude Splash, which is now going to morph into a 10-inch tom. 20-inch dry ride. Signature full crash. I think I'm most excited to hit the gong. Are these olives? I think they're olives. Now, don't put that in there unless I'm right. If I'm right, put it in there that they're olives and that I identified them. Back to the message about drumming though, because I think this is important. I think too many people put themselves in a box with what they think they can or cannot do musically. With music, it's subjective. There's not one way to do things. You don't have to follow the exact same path. That's what's so cool about music and drumming. It's your own thing. You do what you want, and you have fun. You make sure that what you play represents who you are on the drum set. That's what's most cool about drumming and music.
We make musical instruments for musicians, and there's an interesting relationship between a great instrument and a great musician. because both it enables and empowers a great musician to perform even better. And then what happens is really beautiful music. To be part of that in some small way by making the instruments is really the end of everything. In this kind of environment, it's really important that you faithfully provide everyone, and not just great artists, with the same great instrument.
Okay, so we just finished heating the cymbal, we pressed the bell, then we punched the hole. Now we're gonna go down to the hammering station, and before we went down, I wanted to show you not the coffee machine and all the food, which is pretty cool, but I wanted to show you this cool staircase. I think that's the coolest staircase ever.
It is.
So let's go down there and check out the hammering station.
All right, after you.
Thank you. You guys ready? Yeah. Erik has agreed to let me actually use one of these machines.
Okay, so first you're going to put this fixture on your leg. Saddle up.
This is a cymbal saddle. Just another day at the office, Kyle. Out? I think I broke it. Woo!
I would call that creative.
It's art. It's art, Erik.
It is. Actually, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We could probably hire you next week. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. All right, so everyone's gone for lunch. So now it's much, much quieter in here. And we wanted to talk a little bit more about this pneumatic hammer. So, Erik, what did you want to tell us about it?
Okay. Just want to explain how this works and what you do. So we have human being has 2 arms and 2 legs, right? Okay. So on one leg, we put the fixture that we're going to use to guide the cymbal. And this pedal, you get to move up and down to control the strength. And then we're going to have the cymbal that we're going to place underneath the hammer. Now, one thing we're going to do is we're going to turn it, obviously, but also because we want it to be level in here where the hammer hits, we need to turn it that way as well. So it sits here. And then finally, because we're going to be working on different areas of the cymbal, we need to move our knees sideways. And you know, Jarrett, you're a drummer and you do that with all your 4 limbs. So you understand it. It's kind of like 4-way independent drumming, isn't it?
Exactly, and I've tried this and I can say it's hard to get everything going at the right time when you need to. As I have learned from some recent experience, successfully operating the pneumatic hammer takes a very experienced craftsman. This station is where our fresh and clean blanks come and really begin to take shape. And as you can see, the craftsmen have to be very careful and hammer all the way around the cymbal. Once completing his way around the entire cymbal, the task must be repeated again and again and again until the entire cymbal is covered with the correct pattern of hammer hits. Once this task is completed, the cymbal is compared with the master template just to ensure it's exactly the same. And once it's approved, it gets passed onto the next stage of hand hammering to perform any fine-tuning that's needed. So now, after that pneumatic hammer, it comes to the fine-tuning process. And so they've agreed to let me try to do this as well. So I'm going to sit down and fix all my mistakes that I did in the pneumatic hammering process.
Okay. Well.
This is the same?
Center, yeah. Right there? Yeah. I feel like I'm making it worse.
Very good. Nice job.
After the cymbal's main shape has been achieved through the pneumatic hammering stage, it's time to analyze and fine-tune the cymbal on a microscopic level. with some good old-fashioned hand hammering. To ensure perfect tuning and shape, the craftsman will place the cymbal on a flat surface and tap all the way around, listening for any inconsistencies or sizzles due to the cymbal not being perfectly flat all the way around. To correct any issues discovered, a few strategically placed strikes with the hammer are applied, correcting the cymbal's overall shape until the cymbal is perfectly flat and in pitch.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I made a drum set from cymbals.
Oh, we have something even better. Come with me.
Huh? So here I am with this gorgeous drum set, and this drum set was made of melted down cymbals that artists had sent back for warranty replacement. And the bass drum actually weighs probably around 150 pounds. So they're very, very heavy drums, and it's I don't know if it's one of a kind, but it's pretty close to being one of a kind. It's pretty cool to think that all the artists that played these cymbals that were sent back and melted down, you know, their spirit kind of lives on in these drums. And so I'm very, very excited to get to play this kit. Very happy that Paiste allowed me to play it. And I'm going to show you how it sounds. Let's give it a whirl. So, what they've told me is you hold it with 3 fingers on top, this finger, the pinky there, which then acts as a guide on the other side, and then this just slides slowly along with the cymbal. So, I'm gonna give it a whirl. This is the first time I've done it by myself without the help of someone else. Erik's just over there smiling. From this side?
He's gonna stand over there.
He didn't like my cymbal, he didn't think it was. Or you wanna come in here with me too? Yeah, it might be good. Just in case I get hurt bad. Watch my shortcut.
He's gonna guide you. Don't go into this area here.
Why not?
My catch.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine because that thing is gonna fly and.
I'm gonna lose my finger for 5 million views right now.
Well, let's see what the cymbal looks like.
It needs more lathing. It needs more lathing.
No, it's perfect.
I can fix it.
Are you getting this?
This is gonna be a new model. Paiste Falker series.
What we're going to do here is, we've given the cymbal the shape in hammering. So now we're going to give it the correct thickness throughout. And the way that's done is we have this knife that he uses to cut with. You'll see it. There's a micrometer that measures to 1/100 of a millimeter, the thickness. And that's going to be used to determine whether the thickness is correct. Okay?
The first stage in finalizing a cymbal is lathing. This is where the surface of the cymbal gets smoothed down to the exact millimeter of thickness required. Once the cymbal gets loaded onto the spinning lathe, a craftsman will carefully apply pressure using a sharp blade to refine the surface of the cymbal. The cymbal is full of small indents from the hammering phase, so it's important that while lathing, they don't flatten the cymbal out completely, but just follow the natural grooves. The craftsman will now finish by checking the exact thickness, just to make sure that it meets the specifications for its model. So what type of machine do you use to manage the edges?
It's something that we conceived of ourselves, and we had built exactly. There's no such thing.
Right.
You know, it's a unique machine.
Right.
Only one in the world.
Really?
Yes. This one right here.
The next stage in finalizing our cymbal is smoothing out the sharp edges and applying a unique serial number. To do this, it gets loaded onto this one-of-a-kind machine and will begin spinning while a sharp, motorized blade prepares to smooth out the edges. Then, the blade makes contact and follows the contours all the way around. So next time you go to grab your cymbal out of your cymbal bag, you won't end up in the hospital with a gaping flesh wound. Now that's a pretty nice feature. After the cymbal is safe and smooth, it gets loaded onto a laser printing machine to apply the serial number. And just like that, we almost have our cymbal. It's not a Paiste cymbal until it's stamped. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put on the Paiste logo, even though it's not perfect. They're not gonna turn it into a signature cymbal, but I'm still grateful that I got to make this. Now we're ready to bring this thing full circle, applying the official Paiste logo onto our final cymbal. For me, this stage really seals the deal. So let's get to it. First, a stamp plate with the desired logo is selected. Then it's filled with ink in preparation for pressing. After our logo is selected, we just have to determine the correct position for the machine to stamp our cymbal. Once we do a few tests and a little bit of cleaning, we are now ready to officially hit the go button and brand this cymbal. Okay.
Just put your finger here
Yeah.
and
Push the button.
yes.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Ready? Woohoo!
Perfect.
It's pretty cool. Every drummer searches for that perfect cymbal. A cymbal that, when played, makes them feel powerful, unique, and inspired to perform their best. In order to craft that perfect cymbal, it requires years of experience and knowledge to produce the official prototype. Once completed, every drummer is going to want one. In a world filled with so many amazing drummers, it's understood that the availability of one perfect cymbal is just not enough. Every drummer should have a chance to perform using that same magical instrument. But how does someone replicate developing that perfect cymbal each and every time? Well, this comes down to the master cymbal. That one cymbal to rule them all.
Man, I just found this amazing cymbal in a crate in the warehouse. We gotta hear how this sounds.
Of course. Give it to me and I'm gonna show you how this sounds.
The master cymbal is the end result of the sound development process. The sound development is where we develop a model. We will then make a prototype. The prototype will go to sound development, which is a group of very experienced drummers and production people, until finally we get to the point where we can say, okay, in terms of character, in terms of sound, in terms of function, this is the right cymbal. This is what it should sound like. If a cymbal doesn't pass quality control, final testing, we will cut it across the surface and make sure that it never gets used.
So this was originally created as this 20-inch Modern Essential. was created as the definition of the sound that you wanted, correct?
That's right.
And so now you're testing all these to make sure it has that same consistent sound.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was designated the master cymbal on December 18, 2012. So all of them have dates on them.
Right. The final step before any cymbal can leave the factory is the consistency test against the master cymbal. During this stage, an experienced cymbal tester will place the master on a stand and compare its sound, definition, and feel against all the freshly produced cymbals. If any cymbal doesn't match up to the master, it gets put aside and recycled. Once each and every cymbal has been tested and approved, then and only then does a cymbal escape the factory to go out into the world and make some music. All right, so it doesn't sound so good, although it looks good and it was really, really fun to make. You know, it's actually a lot that goes into making cymbals, and there's a reason that they're called master craftsmen, because to do the pneumatic hammering, the fine hammering, the lathing, and every step of the process, it actually takes a lot of skilled labor. In this showroom, there's one of everything that Paiste has. So I'm gonna run through the showroom, and in the next maybe 1, 2, 3, 10 minutes, you're gonna hear how everything sounds. Let's go. .22-inch power rod. Uh, 12-inch DJ hat. A lot of noise, right? We got the PST-5s. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of cymbals. But there's more. This looks like it was from the 1400s, maybe. I'm already stumbling. I think this is growing on me. I don't get it. Traditional Swiss.
You know
how they make foie gras? What is this?
White and green.
White green of what? It looks incredible.
It's right.
Ready?
Oh, no, don't do that.
What? What am I supposed to do? Eat it separately?
You gotta try it. Yeah, try the green.
What does Luki have?
That's me.
Third course. Oh my goodness. Gute Mittemann. Mittenan. Gute Mittenaman. Are they going to be scared of the drums? The noise?
Probably, we don't know yet.
Yeah. I wonder if they're just going to... Hopefully you don't get attacked by a bull. What would you do? You would keep filming, okay? I mean, that's what playing drums is all about, is about having fun. Drums are generally now, modern days, are on a stage, and there's a band surrounding it. It's like, just because it's being done that way for most of the time does not mean that's how we have to do it all the time. So I love to do this kind of stuff.
What do you have inside?
Production. We're a production company. Our luggage is going to cost more than our tickets. Make sure you pay your subscription fees. Otherwise, we can't do this anymore.
What, did I scare you? No, you're not gonna say anything? You're like a deer in the headlights.
I forgot my line.
No.
Hey everyone, it's Jared here, and I'm in the beautiful Lucerne. Oh, where are we? Where is Paiste? Hey everyone, it's Jared here, and I am in Notville, something like Notville?
Notville.
Notville?
Are we on camera?
You're,
Okay.
don't pretend you're not.
Hi, everybody.
No, don't. I don't know
What am I
to
supposed to say?
As soon as he says go, then it'll come to me what I'm going to say.
Okay.
It's jazz, man.
It's a cliche, yeah. Is that the English term? English is not my mother tongue.
Yeah, English. Plate.
Wait.
I like plate. Okay, let's go. It is a plate, right?
Yeah.
It's not stupid if I say that?
I don't want to get trampled by cows. So.
Maybe you would generate a lot of views, but it's not that fun for you.
Jared Fogg dies, trampled by cows. Finally, we get to relax, have a glass of wine, and we are on our way to Zurich, Switzerland, to meet the fine people at Paiste Cymbals. This is gonna be the greatest sounding cymbal ever, right here.